Salutations, kings and queens. Welcome back to another Sage Wisdom edition of The Electric Leaf. Tonight, I wanted to come to you all with the topic of perspective. Perspective. I want to talk about our prophets that we have, or our Yeshuas that we have that are walking around, or the members of the community who actually rise up to do more for the community than others. You know, the pillars of the community. The Nipsey Hussles, the Dr. Sabys, the Yeshuas. I want to talk about perspective and how it affects your healing process, how it affects the quality of your life. Now, as y'all know, I love my Bible. It is raggedy. It's raggedy. But that's not the only book that I love, because I also have some lessons that are going to come from the Kabbalion and the oldest book in the world. I carry this one with me, especially over these last couple of weeks that I've been actually cleaning, as some refer to it, or healing as some refer to it. Either way, no matter how you refer to it, dealing with the root chakra issues. Okay? I'm going to that space, that uncomfortable space. So, all my fellow nurses out there, or all my people who have had to deal with a wound, you know that if you have a wound, it can be quite painful. You know, it can be very painful. But the thing about a wound is when it hurts more when you gotta clean it, when you gotta excavate the wound, when you have to debris the wound, when you have to pack the wound, when you have to pull the packing out of the wound, when you have to assess the wound. Oh, it can be painful. You just want to leave it alone. Just don't touch it no more. Just why you gotta mess with it? Why? Just, I'm done with it. Let it be. I'll let it stay like it is. That's how it can feel. But you know you can't leave it that way. The wound will then soon start to create other problems, and you definitely don't want the wound to go all the way to the bone, because if the wound goes all the way to the bone is what generates blood. You're going to have a whole different problem on your hands, and oh, it's going to hurt so much more. So if you can get it before it gets to the bone, then so be it. There's purpose in pain. But that message is going to come very soon on another night. God is working with me. God is really, really working with me on that one. And I know that that's why my meditations have been difficult lately, because we are going to talk about pain. We are, because there is purpose in it. There is purpose in it. The wound. I keep talking about that Rumi quote. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Now, I know a lot of people have been experiencing pain lately, especially with the death of Nipsey Hussle, okay? Especially with the death of Nipsey Hussle. there is, one viewer had left a comment on the video Phantom Pain, the Phantom Pains of Spiritual Development that I recently posted. She posted that she's been experiencing a little bit of, emotions about Nipsey. I'm not wording her just right. I'm not quoting her, but and what I received from that is, yes, there is a certain amount of collective suffering that was ignited by Nipsey's death. And see, Nipsey's death, just like Dr. Sabi's death, it wasn't the creation of the womb. It was the excavating process, the cleaning process, the acknowledgement, the assessment process, the debrising process that is happening to the wound of the womb, the grand womb, the mother womb, the Mother Earth womb, this womb from which we were all birthed from. Okay? This is not new pain. This is not new collective suffering. This is the acknowledgement of it. This is the part where it hurts, because now we know it's time to heal it. It's being touched. And because of that, we've got the wound open and exposed. Now we can put the light in there. Now the light can enter there in that painful space. And we can be illumined. We have so much going on in our community right now. We have so many people out here that would rather be right for the sake of being right instead of being right for the sake of community development. There's a difference. I was speaking with my father one time, and he loves to give me practical advice that I can use on multiple different levels. And one day we were discussing driving, and he was telling me about an incident of a crazy driver, and he was getting ready to make a right turn on red, which is perfectly legal. And he said, but there was another driver who was going to make the right turn very dangerous for my father. And the other driver was completely in the wrong, okay? So my father was saying that I could have turned, and yes, I would have been in the right, but I would have been dead right. Get it? He has a morbid sense of humor. But I get it. I love my father's sense of humor. And I said, yes, I get it. I understand. There are times when, yes, you may be right. I may be right. But from a collective perspective, who does it benefit? Am I right for the sake of being right? Am I dead right? Am I dead right? Now, I want to read to you from Luke. This scripture was illumined for me. And there's so much that we can talk about from Luke chapter 13. I've read it several times already today, and it's brought me a lot of comfort and a lot of contemplation, okay? But the main thing that I want to go to is I want to read just a couple things to you. So I'm going to go here where it says, I'm going to start at 13:10. Okay. Now he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And behold, there was a woman who had a spirit of infirmity 18 years. 18 years. And was bent over and could in no way raise herself up. She was bent. She was bent over and could in no way raise herself up. But when Jesus saw her, he called her to him and said to her, Woman, you are loosed from your infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified God. God. Okay? Not Yeshua, okay? But that's a different lesson for a different day. But I just want you to just take note of that and put it in there somewhere that Jesus, the power, he allowed it to flow through him to her, and when she was healed, she glorified God. Okay? She was made straight and glorified the source. But the ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath. What does that sound like? He's throwing shade. He's throwing shade, okay? The ruler of the synagogue is throwing shade at Jesus right now. And he said to the crowd, okay? He doesn't even say it to Jesus, all right? He says it to the crowd. Okay. There are 6 days on which men ought to work, and therefore come and be healed on them, and not on the Sabbath day. Ain't that right? He know he ain't got no business trying to heal nobody on the Sabbath day. That's the day of rest. You know they were saying it. Then the Lord answered him and said, Hypocrite. I like Jesus. Does not each one of you on the Sabbath day loose his ox and his donkey so he can go out and get some water? I can't hear you. I'm sure Jesus was more humble, but very firm in his word, all right? So ought not this woman, being a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has bound, think of it, for 18 years be loosed from this bond on the Sabbath? And when he said these things, all his adversaries were put to shame, and all the multitude rejoiced for all the glorious things that were done by him. Now I'm going to skip to 13:34, Luke 13:34, okay? It says, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her. Nipsey. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one who kills the prophets, who killed Nipsey, who killed Dr. Sebi, who killed Lisa. Anybody that got something to say that you don't like, you kill them. You silence them. How often I wanted to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, but you were not willing. How many times have we been willing to come together as a community and love one another? How many times has a pillar of the community or someone brave enough and willing to step up and take those under them and say, let's join together, because there's no force like a united people. There's nothing greater, there's nothing more powerful than minds united, than hearts united. But you are not willing. How many times would you rather argue about a list other than congratulating your brother on eating a doggone piece of fruit versus where he been going to fast food? Huh? See, your house is left to you desolate. Desolate. It's a nice, I like that word. Even though I don't like the meaning, I really like that word because it's so descriptive and allows you to use brevity in a situation where you might not otherwise be able to. And assuredly I say to you, you shall not see me until the time comes when you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Most High. Blessed is he who comes to be about his Father's business. You know, we're gonna read from these. Maybe the message will be needed, but I wanted to really come to you guys with that, but I want messages. I want messages from the Most High about unity, perspective. And these descriptions that we go through and these ideas that we have and the things that we go through with one another, why do we not know that we're one? Why do we not love the way that we should? Why do we kill those who come with the messages? Why do we shoot the messenger? Are we that afraid of change? Is it that we don't want responsibility? Is it that we don't care about the womb? Is it that we don't care about the divine feminine? First Corinthians 13, my favorite depiction of love, description of love. And I just, I want to speak to the people. How much longer, how many more people, how many more brothers are we going to kill? How many more sisters are we going to ignore? Thank you, Divine Mother and Father, for your messages. I give thanks, glory, honor to the Most High. I thank you for allowing me to use these cards as a means of confirmation of your message, not mine, Divine Mother and Father. What messages will you have? What messages do you have for the people, for the collective energies concerning our unity? Look what comes out. Did you hear the question that I asked when this came out? I said, Divine Mother and Father, what messages do you have for us concerning our unity? And love comes out. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Failure comes out in reverse. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. I feel I feel that this is coming out in reverse because God wants you to know that you don't make no mistakes. Everything is divine. Everything is divine. Every life experience that you have is divine. Everything is ordered so that your soul path can illuminate to you what it is that you need to go through in order to allow you to get the lessons that you need, because we're all one. And then the card that comes out with it is humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. The wound is where the light enters you. The wound is where the light enters you. God is good. No? Yes. Yes. Yes, God is good. All the time. I want to know, Divine Mother and Father, what messages, what energies should we embody collectively to overcome, to unite? What energies do we need to embody? What energies, Divine Mother and Father, do we need to embody? Love came out also in the other sage wisdom about surrender. This collective suffering has been no joke. It's been no joke. Balance, home and career life. But I think it's interesting that it's Isis. Okay? Isis was pretty Merkel. She did what she had. That came out, and she's on the bottom of the deck. We need to channel her. Isis, if you don't know, I went through a suicide attempt, and Isis, I didn't know anything about Isis at that time. She came, okay, she wants to be on the table, okay? She wants to be on the table. Isis wants to be on the table. She came for me, okay? I got to the point where I was done. I was tired of life. I was tired. I was hurt. I was emotionally drained, emotionally damaged on a deeper level, on a level that is unreal, and I wanted to leave. And this huge bronze winged being came to me and spoke to me. And that wasn't the first time that I had seen a being like that, but it was the first time that I decided to do a little research. And I searched and searched, and I did image searches, and when I found the image that was the one that came to me, I was shocked that I even found one that, looked exactly like her. I clicked on it, and that's when I started to do research. And she works closely with dead people, with dead things, restoration, and bringing things back to life. Or she works closely with setting things right. And she's not the type of energy that backs down. She's love for sure, but she's the type of energy that says, we must correct this. This must be corrected, okay? Thank you, Divine Mother and Father, for your messages, for the collective concerning our unity. Thank you, Divine Mother and Father, for your messages for the community. Okay, now, I saw her as I was shuffling. She's at the bottom of the deck, okay? I don't want to butcher her name, but she speaks towards creative expression and artistic expression, okay? And so there are things that we need to create. There are things that we need to do as a team. Teamwork make the dream work. There's no way we're going to be able to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish if we don't delegate. We have pillars in the community. When a pillar of the community comes to you and appoints you and asks you to do something, okay, recognize your position in the grand scheme. Okay, I do. People ask me to do things all the time. I humbly accept because I appreciate the fact that they entrusted me, that there was something there about me that let them know that they could bring about the visions of the Most High, and that they recognized that I was willing, okay? Ask others to help you instead of trying to do everything yourself. Like, that is Luciferian energy. That's the energy of Satan. When you think that you can do everything yourself. I don't need nobody. I'm God and God alone. I don't need nobody. Even God doesn't do that. God interacts with us. We're important to the plan. One more. How do we heal the wound? How do we heal the wound, God? Divine Mother and Father, thank you for your messages. How do we heal? How do we heal the wound, Divine Mother and Father? This is a message for the collective. How do we heal the wound? I got chills almost to see these cards. Oof. Okay. How do we heal the wound? Strengthening bonds. Strengthening bonds in the community. Do you see that? Do you see that? And crown chakra? Crown chakra? That means that's the space where you allow the divine to flow through. So we need to hold tight to one another and allow the divine to flow through all of us. Allow the divine to flow through all of us. We need to link together and recognize ourselves as being united. And then the bottom of the deck is throat chakra. Speak the truth. The throat chakra is the womb of the spiritual world. The throat chakra is the womb of the spirit. It's the word. The word. The word, the word, the word. The word of the Most High. It's not. This isn't a game. This isn't a game. This is the Most High speaking to us. I asked. Here's the answer. Strengthen the bonds between us. Learn to love one another. You ain't got to always be right for the sake of being right. Can you be right for the sake of love? Can you be love? Can you speak love? I saw a Buddhist quote, was it? Where if what you have to say isn't more beautiful than silence, then just be quiet. Just be quiet. Strengthening bonds. Red border. Root chakra. Strengthen bonds with yourself. Learn to hear yourself. Love yourself. Okay? Because as you love yourself, you're gonna allow this to flow through you. Okay? And as it flows through you, it becomes an everlasting fountain, a never-ending, a forever overflowing fountain for the divine to flow through you. 7, crown chakra. Okay? And as it flows through you, you're able to speak the word, communicate. What part of this grand thing do you have? What part of this grand thing came through you? As we hold on to one another, we piece it all together. We all hold a small piece of this puzzle and we piece it all together. But we have to be united and we have to be humble and we have to be vulnerable in order to expose what piece of the puzzle we have. 1 Corinthians 13 says, "For now we only know in part. We prophesy in part." It's like seeing through a mirror dimly, but later we will see fully. How far away is later? The next card is trust. Trust. Trust in the work of the Most High. Trust in everything that's happening. And prayers go out to Lauren, because ain't nobody trying to hear nothing like this when somebody was snatched from you. And it's sad. It's I can barely think about Lauren, because how many men in the community swear they woke? Swear they woke. Queen this, queen, 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 queen. Shh. Stop it. Stop it. Peace, peace, peace. Stop, stop, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Though I speak with the tongue of men and of angels, have not love, I'm a liar. Have not love is just noise, a clanging cymbal. Though I give my body over to hardships and burden to be burned, if I brag about it, if I boast about it, there's no love about it, it was all in vain. Love is patient, is kind. It's not self-seeking. Love is not easily angered, it's not boastful. Love doesn't rejoice in iniquity, but it rejoices in the truth. It bears all things. It always endures. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I thought like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And maybe I shouldn't have put away the resilient, forgiving nature of a child. Maybe I shouldn't have put that away. Maybe I shouldn't have put that away. Maybe because I put that away, my ego, instead of my ego allowing boundaries, healthy boundaries to exist, maybe now my ego is on a lethal mission to kill me through the reflection of killing my brothers and sisters. That's what's up in the Black community right now. Everything is peace and love and light, queen, king. But what'd you do with your vagina last night? What'd you do with your womb? Was love involved? Did you heal them, sis? Did you heal them? So, let's come back to this. Let's embody Isis, look her up. Do research on her. I'm going to go back in my book over there and I'm going to read up on her again too, because it's been some time. It's been some time since I went through what I went through, but she's come very powerfully to the table tonight. She's come very powerfully to the table tonight. She wants to be re-acknowledged. And let's not forget how Merkel she was for love, for her husband, for her son to come, okay? Let's not forget that. Okay? Love, first card on the table. Ain't God good? God is love. God said, look, firstly me though. Me. That's what God said. You're not a failure. Everything is divine. And laugh a little. Don't be afraid to laugh. Feel the full spectrum of emotions. I got you. I got you. Strengthen the bonds with your brother and listen to me. And then once you've done that, hey, speak it. Speak it. The word is the light. The word is the truth and the light. Express yourself. Self-expression. Do you see that? Self-expression. Create things. Be God. Be a reflection of me. Because you're allowed to be. If you open up and let me in, then of course you're God. Of course you're a creator. You're my child. Create. And speak. That's how God created. God created by speaking. Let there be light. And then there was light. I'm going to leave y'all with that tonight. And there's a train. I love the train. But I'm going to leave y'all with that tonight. We need unity. We need love. We need less being right for the sake of being right, and more being right for the sake of the greater good. The greater good. Okay? That's what we need. That's what we need. Spiritual law of attraction. And Ishel, the medicine woman, you're a divine channel for healing. Okay? That comes out. And I love that comes out. That wanted to be seen. Because it really looks like the advice that this is giving. Doesn't it? Let it flow through you. And she says you are a channel for divine healing power. That is spirit to me. Spiritual law of attraction. We're going to talk about the Kabbalion on another night. But I really just wanted to come to you all with an open, vulnerable heart and say, let's learn to love one another and not judge one another so harshly and shrewdly. Because as we judge one another in that way, we create a very desolate space where nothing grows and where nobody wants to be. So I'm going to end it here. Until next time, family, continue to vibrate love. Okay? Love. And vibrate well. Peace.